Okay, so for this deep dive, you sent us a ton of files.
Yeah?
Code snippets, documentation, even some lesson plans all about generative AI.
Nice.
Looks like someone is ready to build some awesome AI applications.
It really does.
Yeah, no worries. We're here to help sort through all this stuff and find the coolest parts.
Yeah, it's like you've put together like the ultimate AI starter kit.
Right.
You've got the blueprints, the tools,
Yeah.
even the instruction manual.
The training manual, exactly.
Yeah.
So the first thing that caught my eye was this concept of a startup using generative AI to make education accessible worldwide.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty cool.
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, this startup's mission statement really resonated with me. Improving accessibility and learning on a global scale, ensuring equitable access to education, and providing personalized learning experiences to every learner according to their needs.
Wow.
It's a bold vision, right?
It is.
And generative AI could be the key to making it a reality.
Yeah, they're talking about using large language models, or LLMs,
Right.
to personalize learning, provide instant feedback, even generate custom quizzes. But I thought LLMs were just those fancy chatbots everyone's talking about.
I think that's a common misconception.
Okay.
While LLMs can power chatbots, there's so much more than that.
Okay.
Think of them as ultimate language whizzes.
Okay.
They can understand like the nuance of human language. They can generate text. They can translate languages, write different kinds of creative content, even answer your questions in an informative way.
So like super-powered language processor.
Precisely.
Got it.
Yeah. And when it comes to education, their potential is truly mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Imagine a world where every student has access to a personalized AI tutor that adapts to their individual learning style.
That sounds amazing.
Right.
But how would that even work?
Okay, so let's say you have a student who's struggling with fractions.
Okay.
An LLM could analyze their past performance, create custom practice problems that target their specific areas of difficulty.
So it's constantly adapting?
It is adapting.
Yeah.
It could even generate step-by-step explanations or interactive simulations to make learning more engaging and effective.
Wow, so it's like having a personal tutor that's available 24/7.
Right.
What about providing feedback?
Yeah.
How could LLMs help with that?
So imagine an LLM that can not only check for like grammar and spelling errors, but also provide constructive feedback on the content and structure of a student's essay.
Wow.
It could even offer suggestions for improvement, helping students develop their writing skills and become more confident communicators.
That would free up so much time for teachers to focus on more individualized instruction.
Right.
And what about those custom quizzes?
Yes.
How would LLMs generate those?
So LLMs could create unique quizzes tailored to specific learning objectives,
Okay.
ensuring that each student is assessed on what they need to know.
Got it.
They can even adjust the difficulty level based on the student's progress, providing a more personalized and effective assessment experience.
So cool. This is starting to sound like science fiction.
I know.
But how do these LLMs actually work their magic?
Right.
The source material mentions something about tokenizing text.
Right.
What is that all about?
So imagine you're feeding a sentence into an LLM.
Okay.
The first step is to break that sentence down into smaller units called tokens.
Okay.
These tokens can be words, parts of words, even punctuation marks.
Got it.
It's like chopping up a sentence into bite-sized pieces that the LLM can digest.
Okay, so we're breaking down the sentence into these tokens.
Right.
Then what?
So each token is then converted into a numerical representation, a bit like giving it a unique code.
Okay.
These numerical representations are then fed into the LLM's neural network, which has been trained on a massive amount of text data.
Neural networks.
Yeah.
Is this where it gets really complicated?
It might sound intimidating, but the basic idea is actually quite simple. Think of a neural network as a vast network of interconnected nodes, kind of like a massive web. Each node performs a simple calculation, and the connections between the nodes allow information to flow through the network.
Okay, so the LLM is crunching these numerical representations, looking for patterns. It's learned from all that text data.
Right.
But how does it actually generate new text?
That's where the generative part comes in.
Okay.
Based on the patterns it's learned, the LLM can predict the next most likely token. Whether it's a word, a punctuation mark, even a part of a word.
Okay.
It's like an incredibly sophisticated autocomplete feature, but for entire sentences and paragraphs.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So it's like the LLM is constantly predicting what comes next, building up text one token at a time.
Exactly.
Really.
And depending on the task at hand, different LLM architectures are better suited.
Okay.
The source materials mention encoder-decoder and decoder-only models. Think of them like specialized construction crews, each with its own expertise.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What's the specialty of these encoder-decoder models?
So they excel at tasks that involve mapping one sequence to another, like translating languages.
Okay.
Imagine you're translating a sentence from English to Spanish. The encoder part of the model analyzes the English sentence and creates a condensed representation of its meaning.
Okay.
Then the decoder part takes that condensed representation and uses it to generate the Spanish translation.
So it's like the encoder is summarizing the meaning and the decoder is using that summary to create the translation.
Precisely.
Okay, cool. What about those decoder-only models?
Yeah.
What are they good at?
Decoder-only models are the masters of generating fluent and coherent text. They don't have a separate encoder. So they rely heavily on the preceding context to generate the next token.
So they're like storytellers who weave tales based on what's already been said.
Exactly.
Okay.
They excel at tasks like writing stories, poems, or even code.
Cool.
Now, speaking of choosing the right LLM for the job, the source material highlights the importance of selecting the right tool for the task.
Yeah, there are so many options out there.
Or
OpenAI, Azure, OpenAI,
Right.
open source models like Alpaca and Bloom.
Yeah.
Even those multimodal models that can work with both images and text. It's mind-boggling.
It's like walking into a massive tool shed filled with every imaginable gadget.
Yeah.
Exciting, but a little overwhelming.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how do we even begin to choose the perfect LLM for our project? Where do we start?
Well, it's all about understanding your needs,
Okay.
your budget, and the kind of performance you're looking for.
Okay, let's break it down. OpenAI seems to be the big name everyone's talking about.
Yeah, OpenAI is a major player in the field. They've developed some of the most advanced LLMs out there, like GPT-3 and GPT-4, which have been used in a wide range of applications.
Right.
Their API is a powerful tool for developers who want to integrate these LLMs into their own projects.
And what about Azure OpenAI? Is that just OpenAI but on the Azure cloud?
You're catching on quickly. Azure OpenAI provides access to those same powerful OpenAI models.
Okay.
But with the added benefits of the Azure ecosystem, think enhanced security compliance features and scalability for when your project really takes off.
So if you're already working within the Azure environment, it might make sense to go with Azure OpenAI.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now let's talk about those open source options like Alpaca and Bloom.
Okay.
These are like the independent artists of the LLM world.
Intriguing. So what makes them different from the big names like OpenAI?
Open source LLMs offer greater flexibility and control.
Oh.
You can often access the model's code and training data, allowing you to tinker under the hood and customize them to your liking.
Okay.
Plus, it can be a more budget-friendly option,
Right.
especially for research projects or non-commercial applications.
That sounds appealing for those who like to get their hands dirty and experiment.
It is.
But what about performance?
Yeah.
Do open source models hold up against the big leagues?
It really depends on the specific model and the task you're tackling.
Okay.
Open source models are constantly evolving and improving,
Right.
and they can be a fantastic choice for certain projects.
Right.
It's all about finding the right tool for the job.
Now, those multimodal LLMs you mentioned earlier, those sound like something straight out of a sci-fi movie.
Right.
Generating images from text descriptions, understanding what's happening in a picture.
Yeah.
Are we talking about AI that can actually see?
You're not far off.
Okay.
Multimodal LLMs like Daily and Midjourney are blurring the lines between language and vision.
Okay.
They can analyze images, generate captions,
Wow.
answer questions about what they see, and even create incredible visuals based on your text descriptions.
Okay, so I could describe a scene like a whimsical robot walking a dog on Mars.
Right.
And these models could actually generate an image that matches my description.
Precisely.
That's mind-blowing.
Yeah, the level of detail and creativity that these models are capable of is astonishing. It's like having an AI artist at your fingertips, ready to bring your wildest ideas to life.
That's incredible, but with great power comes great responsibility, right?
It does.
The source material mentions meta prompts as a way to guide the output and ensure responsible use.
Yeah.
What are meta prompts and how do they work?
Think of meta prompts as instructions you give to the LLM before you ask it to generate something. It's like setting some ground rules
Okay.
to make sure the AI stays on track and create something safe and appropriate.
So it's like giving the AI a little nudge in the right direction.
Exactly.
Got it.
Let's say you're using DALL-E to generate an image of a historical event.
Okay.
You can use meta prompts to specify things like the art style,
Okay.
the level of detail,
Uh-huh.
or even to exclude certain elements that might be offensive or insensitive.
That makes sense. It's like adding a layer of control and ensuring that the AI is being used responsibly.
It is.
But how do you actually write a good meta prompt? Are there any secrets to crafting the perfect set of instructions?
There's no secret formula, but the key is to be clear, specific, and creative.
Okay.
Instead of just saying generate an image of a cat, you might say generate a photorealistic image of a tabby cat napping in a sunbeam with a playful expression.
So the more detail you provide, the better the LLM can understand your vision?
Exactly.
Okay.
And you can also use meta prompts to guide the AI towards a particular style or mood. For example, you might say generate an image in the style of Van Gogh, or create an image that evokes a sense of wonder and awe.
That's amazing. It's like having an AI art director who can help you refine your vision.
It is?
Now, this is all starting to sound a bit technical.
Yeah.
What if you're not a coding whiz,
Right.
but still want to tap into the power of generative AI?
You're in luck.
Okay.
The source material introduces us to the Microsoft Power Platform, which has this amazing AI assistant called Copilot.
Okay.
It's like having a tech-savvy friend who can guide you through building AI-powered apps and automations without needing to write tons of code.
Sign me up. Tell me more about this Power Platform and how it uses AI to make things easier for non-coders.
The Power Platform is a suite of low-code tools
Okay.
that allow you to create apps, automate workflows, analyze data, and even design websites with minimal coding.
Okay.
And Copilot is like your AI sidekick, there to assist you every step of the way.
So it's like having a personal AI assistant for building apps and automations.
Exactly.
That sounds incredibly helpful.
It is.
So you can describe what you want to achieve in plain English.
You can.
And Copilot will help you bring it to life.
It will.
Let's say you want to create an app to track student assignments for your educational startup.
Okay.
You could literally tell Copilot, I want to build an app to track and manage student assignments.
Right.
And then what does Copilot magically create the entire app for you?
It's pretty close.
Okay.
Copilot would suggest using a Dataverse table to store all the information about the student assignments.
Okay.
It's like a supercharged spreadsheet that lives in the cloud.
Okay, so Dataverse is where we organize all the details about the assignments.
Right.
Got it.
You'd have columns for things like the student's name,
Okay.
the assignment title, the due date, the grade, and so on. Copilot would even suggest some sample data to get you started.
Wow. And then how does Copilot help me actually build the app?
Yeah.
Do I need to know any coding languages?
Nope. Copilot will generate a basic app structure based on your description. It'll create screens for viewing assignments, adding new assignments, and even editing existing ones.
Okay.
You can then customize the app further, adding features and functionalities as needed.
So I could have a functional app up and running without writing a single line of code.
You can?
That's incredible.
Yeah.
But what if I want to get fancy and add some extra bells and whistles?
Right.
Can Copilot help with that too?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Let's say you want to add a feature to send automated email reminders to students about upcoming deadlines.
Okay.
You can tell Copilot, I want to add a screen to send emails to students. And it would guide you through the process step by step.
That's so cool. This is starting to sound like a dream come true for non-coders.
It is.
It's like having a personal AI developer at your fingertips.
Right.
But with all this talk about AI assistants, it also makes me wonder about the potential downsides.
Yeah.
I know we need to be mindful of building AI responsibly.
Absolutely. Just because we can do something with AI doesn't mean we should.
Right.
We have a responsibility to use this technology ethically and for the benefit of everyone.
I totally agree. But how do we translate that responsibility into action? How do you actually build AI responsibly?
It starts with understanding the potential risks.
Okay.
One major concern is unintentional bias. Since LLMs are trained on massive amounts of data, they can inadvertently pick up and even amplify the biases that exist in that data.
So if the training data contains biased information, the LLM could end up making unfair or discriminatory decisions.
Exactly.
Wow.
That's why it's crucial to carefully curate the training data, ensuring that it's diverse and representative. We also need to develop techniques to mitigate bias during the training process.
That makes sense. Are there any other risks we should be aware of?
Privacy is another big one.
Okay.
LLMs can potentially memorize and inadvertently reveal sensitive information from their training data. Imagine an LLM that accidentally spills the beans about someone's personal details.
That would be a nightmare. How do we prevent that from happening?
There are techniques like differential privacy that can help.
Okay.
It's like adding a bit of fuzziness to the data, making it harder for the LLM to memorize specific details while still allowing it to learn from the overall patterns.
Okay.
So,
that's a clever approach. What about security? Are AI systems vulnerable to hackers or malicious attacks?
absolutely. AI systems are just like any other software. They can be vulnerable to attacks. Hackers could try to manipulate the LLM's responses, inject malicious code, or even steal sensitive information.
So securing these AI systems is just as important as securing any other technology we use.
Exactly. It's about implementing strong security measures,
Okay.
like access controls, encryption, and regular vulnerability scanning.
I'm starting to get the bigger picture here. Building AI responsibly is about taking a proactive approach to address potential risks.
Precisely.
Okay.
It's an ongoing process that requires vigilance and a commitment to ethical development.
All right, let's dive back into the technical side of things.
Oh,
The source material mentions these things called embeddings, which sound like something straight out of a spy movie.
they do.
What are embeddings and why are they so important in the world of generative AI?
You're right. Embeddings do sound a bit mysterious.
Yeah.
But they're actually quite simple to grasp.
Okay.
Think of them as a way to translate words and sentences into a language that computers can understand.
So it's like creating a secret code that unlocks the meaning of text for AI.
Exactly. Embeddings convert words and sentences into numerical representations, strings of numbers.
Okay.
They capture their meaning in relationships to other words.
Okay, so we're turning words into numbers, but why is that so helpful?
Embeddings are incredibly useful for tasks like search.
Okay.
Imagine you're building a search engine for your educational startup.
Uh-huh.
You want students to be able to search for information using natural language,
Right.
just like they would ask a question to a teacher.
So instead of typing in keywords, they could ask things like, what are the main causes of climate change?
Exactly.
Okay.
With embeddings, you can turn that question into a numerical representation that captures its meaning.
Yeah.
You can then compare that representation to the embeddings of all the documents or videos in your database.
And the ones with the most similar embeddings are the ones that are most likely to contain the answer.
Precisely.
Okay.
This is called semantic search,
Mm.
and it's much more powerful than traditional keyword search.
I can see how that would be incredibly useful. Keyword search can be so frustrating.
It can be.
You often end up with a bunch of irrelevant results because you didn't use the exact right words.
Exactly. Semantic search allows you to find relevant information,
Okay.
even if you don't use the exact same wording as the documents you're looking for.
Right.
It's all about understanding the meaning behind the words.
This is starting to make sense.
Yeah.
But can you give me a simple example of how embeddings actually work?
Sure. Imagine we have three words:
Okay.
apple, orange, and car.
Okay.
We can use an embedding model to generate numerical representations of these words.
Okay.
Let's say the embedding for apple looks something like this:
Uh-huh.
0.2, 0.8, 0.1.
Okay,
and-
so each word gets a unique set of numbers.
Right.
Got it.
Now, the embedding for orange might look something like this:
Okay.
0.30, 0.7, 0.2.
Okay.
Notice that it's quite similar to the embedding for apple.
Okay.
This is because apple and orange are both fruits and share a lot of semantic similarity.
I see their embeddings are closer together in this embedding space because they have similar meanings.
Exactly.
What about the embedding for car?
The embedding for car might look something like this: 0.9, 0.1, 0.3.
Okay.
It's quite different from the embeddings for apple and orange.
Right.
This is because a car is a completely different type of thing.
Okay.
It's further away in the embedding space.
That makes sense. So by comparing these embeddings, we can tell how similar or different the meanings of words are.
Exactly.
Okay.
And this principle can be extended to entire sentences and paragraphs. We can generate embeddings for longer pieces of text and use them for all sorts of cool things, like finding similar documents, clustering related content, and even powering those semantic search engines we talked about.
Embeddings are clearly a powerful tool for working with text.
They are.
But what if we want to go a step further and customize an LLM for a very specific task?
Right.
The source material mentions something called fine-tuning. What's that all about?
Fine-tuning is like giving an LLM specialized training in a particular field.
Okay.
It's a way to take a pre-trained LLM,
Uh-huh.
which already has a broad understanding of language, and make it even better at performing a specific task.
So instead of using a general-purpose LLM, we can create a specialized version that's tailored to our needs.
Precisely.
Okay.
Let's say you're building a chatbot for your educational startup,
Okay.
and you want it to be able to answer questions specifically about the history of ancient Rome.
So we'd want the chatbot to be an expert in all things Roman.
Exactly.
Cool.
We could fine-tune a pre-trained LLM on a data set of text about ancient Rome books, articles, historical documents. And that would make it much better at answering those specific types of questions.
Okay, so fine-tuning allows the LLM to become a specialist in a particular domain,
right,
making it more knowledgeable and accurate in its responses.
It does.
But what does fine-tuning actually involve? How do we do it?
It's like giving the LLM a crash course in Roman history.
Okay.
We'd gather a high-quality data set of text about ancient Rome, ideally with examples of questions and answers. Then we'd use that data set to further train the pre-trained LLM, adjusting its parameters to make it better at handling those specific types of questions.
So it's like giving the LLM extra practice in a particular subject, helping it become an expert.
Exactly.
Okay.
And the more relevant data we use for fine-tuning, the better the LLM will become at performing that specific task.
This is really cool, but is fine-tuning always the best approach? When should you consider it, and when might it be better to just stick with a pre-trained LLM?
That's a great question. Fine-tuning isn't always necessary.
Okay.
It really depends on your use case.
Okay.
If you need a highly specialized LLM that can handle very specific tasks, then fine-tuning might be the way to go.
But if you're just using the LLM for more general tasks, like summarizing articles or generating creative text formats, then a pre-trained model might be sufficient.
Exactly.
Okay.
Fine-tuning can be time-consuming and resource-intensive. So it's important to weigh the benefits against the costs.
Right.
Sometimes a pre-trained LLM is all you need.
Okay, I'm starting to see the bigger picture here.
Yeah.
Choosing the right approach, whether it's using a pre-trained LLM, fine-tuning an existing model, or even building a custom LLM from scratch, depends on your specific needs and the resources you have available.
Exactly, and it's an exciting field that's constantly evolving. New techniques and models are emerging all the time, so it's a great time to be exploring the world of LLMs.
Speaking of exciting developments, the source material takes us on a journey into the realm of AI agents.
Yes.
Which sound like something straight out of a sci-fi movie.
Right.
What are AI agents and how do they differ from those LLMs we've been discussing?
AI agents are like LLMs on steroids.
Okay.
They're LLMs that can not only understand and generate text, but also take actions and interact with the world around them.
Okay.
Think of them as AI assistants that can actually do things, not just talk about them.
Wow, that's taking things to a whole new level.
It is.
But how do they work the source material mentions? They combine LLMs with something called tools and state. What does that mean?
Imagine you have an AI agent whose mission is to plan a surprise birthday party.
Okay, I love a good party.
I'm listening.
The tools are like the resources the AI agent can use to accomplish its task.
Okay.
It might have access to a calendar to schedule a party, a contact list to invite guests, a map to find a venue, and even the ability to order a cake online.
So it's like giving the AI agent a toolkit for party planning.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, state refers to the AI agent's memory and understanding of the situation.
Okay.
It remembers things like the guest of honor's preferences, the budget for the party, and the date and time of the event.
So it's not just reacting to each task in isolation.
Right.
It's building up a memory and understanding of the bigger picture.
Precisely. And that's what makes AI agents so powerful. They can use their knowledge, tools, and memory to plan, execute, and adapt to unexpected situations, just like a human party planner would. Okay, this is starting to make sense, but I'm still wrapping my head around how all these pieces fit together. Can you give me a concrete example of how an AI agent might work in practice?
Let's stick with the party planning example.
Okay.
The AI agent might start by looking at the guest of honor's calendar.
Okay.
And finding a free slot for the party. Then it might check the contact list and send out invitations to friends and family.
Okay.
It could even search for nearby venues and compare prices.
Wow, that's a lot of steps, and it's all happening automatically.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
And here's where the state comes in.
Okay.
Let's say the AI agent finds the perfect venue, but it's already booked for that date. The agent would then use its memory and understanding of the situation to come up with alternative solutions.
So it has backup options.
It has backup options.
Wow.
It might try to find another venue, adjust the date or time of the party,
Okay.
or even suggest a different type of celebration altogether.
So it's like the AI agent is constantly thinking ahead, planning and adapting to unexpected challenges just like a human would.
Precisely.
That's incredible.
And that's what makes AI agents so exciting. They have the potential to automate complex tasks, solve problems, and even interact with the real world in ways that were never before possible.
This is starting to sound like the plot of a sci-fi movie, where AI agents are running around organizing our lives and making all the decisions.
It's true that AI agents have the potential to become incredibly sophisticated.
Right.
But it's important to remember that they are tools.
Right.
And like any tool, they can be used for good or for ill.
That's a crucial point. It all comes back to responsible development and ensuring that these powerful technologies are used ethically and for the benefit of humanity.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We need to be mindful of the potential risks and take proactive steps to mitigate them.
Okay.
One concern is unintended consequences.
Okay.
If the AI agent's goals are not clearly defined, or if it encounters a situation it's not prepared for, it could take actions that are harmful or undesirable.
So it's like giving a powerful tool to someone who doesn't know how to use it properly.
Exactly.
Got it.
That's why it's crucial to carefully design and train AI agents, ensuring that their goals are aligned with human values and that they can operate safely and ethically.
I understand responsible AI development is paramount, especially when we're talking about AI agents that can actually impact the real world.
It is.
Now, the source material mentions several different AI agent frameworks.
Yeah.
What are some of the key players in this space,
Right.
and how do they differ?
The world of AI agents is still relatively new,
Okay.
but there are already some exciting frameworks emerging that aim to make it easier for developers to build and deploy these intelligent systems.
Okay.
One that's gained a lot of attention is Baby AGI.
Baby AGI, the name sounds intriguing. What's that all about?
Baby AGI is an open source framework that focuses on task management and execution. It's designed to help AI agents break down complex tasks into smaller, more manageable steps, and then execute those steps autonomously.
So it's like a project manager for AI agents,
Yeah.
helping them stay organized and on track.
Exactly.
Okay.
Baby AGI keeps track of the agent's progress, adjusts the plan as needed, and makes sure the agent is always working towards its goals.
That sounds incredibly useful. What are some of the other key features of Baby AGI that make it stand out?
One of the cool things about Baby AGI is that it allows agents to learn from their experiences.
Yeah.
As the agent completes tasks, it gathers feedback and uses that feedback to improve its performance in the future. It's like an AI agent that gets smarter and more efficient over time.
That's really impressive.
Yeah.
So it's not just following a set of pre-programmed instructions.
Right.
It's learning and adapting as it goes along.
Precisely.
Wow.
And it's also designed to be modular,
Okay.
meaning that developers can easily add new tools and capabilities to the agent as needed. It's like giving the AI agent a constantly expanding toolkit.
That's great. Flexibility is always a good thing when it comes to AI development.
It is.
What about other AI agent frameworks?
Yeah.
The source material also mentions LangChain.
It does.
That's all about.
LangChain is another popular framework for building AI agents.
Okay.
And it's all about connecting LLMs to the outside world.
Okay.
It focuses on giving LLMs access to external data sources and APIs.
So it's like giving the LLM a key to the internet, allowing it to tap into all sorts of information and resources.
Exactly.
Yeah.
With LangChain, you can connect LLMs to things like databases, search engines, and other APIs, allowing the agent to access real-world information and use it to perform its tasks.
So instead of just relying on its internal knowledge, the LLM can use LangChain to tap into a vast network of external information and tools.
Precisely.
Got it. That sounds incredibly powerful. What are some other key features of LangChain that make it a valuable tool for AI agent development?
LangChain also provides tools for managing the AI agent's memory and context,
Okay.
allowing it to build up a persistent understanding of its interactions with the world. It's like giving the AI agent a long-term memory,
Okay.
so it can learn from its past experiences and make more informed decisions in the future.
This is all so fascinating. The source material also mentions a framework called TaskWeaver.
Yes.
What's that all about?
TaskWeaver is a fascinating framework that focuses on the human side of the equation.
Okay.
It's specifically designed for building AI agents that can interact with humans in natural language, making the experience as seamless and intuitive as possible.
So it's about creating AI agents that can hold conversations,
Right.
understand our intentions, and respond in a way that feels natural and helpful.
Exactly.
Sure.
TaskWeaver provides tools for managing dialogue flow, understanding user intent, and resolving ambiguity in natural language.
Okay.
It's all about building AI agents that can communicate effectively and understand what humans are asking for.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
It's like bridging the gap between humans and AI.
It is.
Allowing us to interact more naturally and get things done more efficiently.
Right.
The source material mentions a fourth AI agent framework.
Yeah.
AutoGen.
Uh-huh.
What sets this one apart?
AutoGen is all about collaboration.
Okay.
It focuses on enabling conversations between AI agents, allowing them to work together to solve problems or complete tasks.
So instead of just interacting with humans, AI agents can actually communicate with each other and collaborate on projects.
You got it.
That's wild.
AutoGen allows developers to create multi-agent systems where different agents with specialized skills and knowledge can coordinate their actions and work towards a common goal.
That's like creating a whole team of AI agents that can brainstorm ideas, delegate tasks, and solve problems together.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
It's like building a mini AI society
Right.
where different agents with unique expertise can collaborate and achieve amazing things.
This is mind-blowing.
It is.
What are some real-world examples of how AI agents are being used today or how they might be used in the future?
We're already seeing AI agents making an impact in areas like customer service, where they can handle basic inquiries, provide personalized recommendations, and even resolve simple issues.
So those chatbots we encounter on websites are becoming more intelligent and capable thanks to AI agent technology.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we can expect to see even more sophisticated chatbots emerging that can handle more complex interactions and provide a more human-like experience.
What are some other potential applications that have you excited?
In healthcare, AI agents could assist with tasks like diagnosing diseases, recommending treatments, and monitoring patients' health. They could even provide personalized health advice and support helping people stay healthy and manage chronic conditions.
That sounds like it could really improve patient care and make healthcare more accessible.
It could.
What about other fields?
In finance, AI agents could help with tasks like managing investments, detecting fraud, and providing financial advice. They could even automate trading strategies and help businesses make more informed financial decisions.
Wow, the possibilities really do seem endless.
They do.
It feels like AI agents have the potential to transform many aspects of our lives.
They do.
But I'm also curious about the technical side of things.
Yeah.
How do developers actually build these AI agents?
Right.
What are the key steps involved?
Building an AI agent is like putting together a puzzle.
Okay.
You need the right pieces and a clear understanding of how they fit together to create a complete picture.
Okay, I like that analogy. What are the key pieces of the AI agent puzzle?
The first piece is, of course, a powerful LLM.
Okay.
This is the brain of the operation.
Right, the LLM is the foundation. What else?
The next piece is a set of tools. These are the actions or capabilities that the AI agent can use to interact with the world or accomplish its tasks. It could be anything from accessing a database to sending an email or even controlling a physical robot.
So it's like giving the AI agent a set of hands and tools to work with?
Precisely.
Cool.
The specific tools you choose will depend on the agent's purpose and the tasks it needs to perform.
Okay, so we've got the brain and the tools.
Yeah.
But how do we tell the AI agent what to do and how to behave?
That's where prompts come in.
Okay.
Prompts are like instructions or guidelines you give to the LLM, telling it how to use its tools and knowledge to accomplish a goal.
So instead of writing complex code, we can use natural language prompts to guide the AI agent's behavior.
Exactly.
Okay.
Prompts are a powerful way to shape the AI agent's actions and make sure it's aligned with our intentions.
This sounds surprisingly straightforward.
Yeah.
Is building an AI agent really that simple?
Well, it can be deceptively simple to get started, but building a truly robust and reliable AI agent requires careful planning, testing, and iteration. A lot more to it than meets the eye. What are some of the key challenges that developers face when building AI agents?
Yeah. What are some of those challenges?
One of the biggest challenges is ensuring that the AI agent's goals are clearly defined and aligned with human values.
Okay.
It's easy to accidentally create an agent that optimizes for the wrong things or takes actions that have unintended consequences.
So it's not just about giving the AI agent a task.
Right.
It's about making sure that the task is defined in a way that's ethical and aligned with our values.
Precisely.
Okay.
Another challenge is dealing with the inherent uncertainty and unpredictability of the real world.
Right.
AI agents need to be able to adapt and make decisions even when things don't go according to plan.
So it's not enough to just program the AI agent to follow a set of rules.
Right, yeah.
It needs to be able to think critically, solve problems, and make judgments based on the situation.
Exactly. And that requires sophisticated algorithms, careful training, and a deep understanding of how the AI agent will interact with the world.
This is all starting to sound like the plot of a sci-fi movie, where AI agents become so intelligent that they start making their own decisions and taking control.
It's important to remember that AI agents are tools. And like any tool, they can be used for good or for ill.
Right.
It's up to us, the humans, who create and deploy these agents to ensure that they are used responsibly and ethically.
That's a really important point. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of the technology.
It is.
And forget about the potential consequences.
Exactly. Responsible AI development is crucial, especially as these agents become more sophisticated and capable.
Okay, let's shift gears for a moment.
Okay.
And talk about how someone can actually get started with generative AI.
Right.
We've covered a lot of high-level concepts.
We have.
But what if someone wants to roll up their sleeves and start experimenting with building their own applications?
Right.
Where do they begin?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
The source material actually provides some helpful guidance for getting started. It talks about setting up a development environment, which is essentially creating a dedicated space where you can write code and build your AI applications.
So it's like setting up a workshop for an AI tinkerer.
Exactly.
Okay.
The source material suggests using tools like Visual Studio Code, which is a popular code editor.
Okay.
It also recommends creating a virtual environment, which is like a sandbox where you can install and manage the specific software packages you need for your project without affecting your main computer system.
Okay, so you create this dedicated workspace and install the necessary tools. Then how do you actually start experimenting with generative AI?
The source material recommends starting with simple examples.
Okay.
And gradually increasing the complexity as you gain experience. It even provides some code snippets that demonstrate how to use popular generative AI libraries like OpenAI's API and TensorFlow.
So it's like following a recipe, but for AI, you start with the basic ingredients and instructions. And then you can add your own creativity and flair as you become more comfortable.
You got it.
Cool.
And the source material also emphasizes the importance of testing and iterating.
Why is that so crucial in the world of generative AI?
Testing and iterating are essential because AI models, especially generative AI models, can be unpredictable. It's not always clear how they will behave in different situations or with different inputs.
So you need to experiment and see what works.
Right.
Then refine your approach based on the feedback you get.
Exactly. Testing helps you identify potential issues, like bias inaccuracies or unexpected outputs.
Okay.
Iterating means refining your models and prompts based on the insights you gain from testing.
It's like a cycle of continuous learning and improvement. The more you test and iterate, the better your AI applications will become.
Precisely.
The source material also mentions a wealth of resources.
It does.
For those who want to continue their learning journey,
Yeah.
online tutorials, documentation, community forums,
Right.
there's so much out there.
There is.
Where can someone go to find these resources and connect with other people who are passionate about generative AI?
There's a vibrant online community of generative AI enthusiasts who are eager to share their knowledge and experiences.
Okay.
One excellent starting point is Microsoft's own learning platform, Microsoft Learn.
Oh, yeah. Microsoft Learn is fantastic. I've used it myself to learn about various tech topics.
That's great.
What about those community forums you mentioned?
Yeah.
Are there places where people can ask questions, get feedback on their projects, and connect with other AI enthusiasts?
Absolutely. The source material mentions Discord, which is a popular platform for online communities.
Okay.
There are several Discord servers dedicated to generative AI where you can chat with other enthusiasts, share your projects, and get help from experienced developers.
Discord is a great way to find like-minded people and learn from each other's experiences.
It is.
What about open source projects? Are there any that someone could contribute to or learn from?
The source material itself is an example of an open source project. It's hosted on GitHub, which is a platform where developers share their code and collaborate on projects.
Okay.
Contributing to open source projects is a fantastic way to learn from experienced developers, improve your coding skills, and give back to the community.
Open source projects are such a valuable resource for the tech community.
They are.
They allow anyone to learn from the work of others and contribute to the advancement of the field.
Right.
I'm curious, though, about what you see on the horizon for generative AI. What are some of the most exciting possibilities and challenges we might encounter in the years to come?
Generative AI is a rapidly evolving field. And it's only going to get more exciting from here. We can expect to see even more sophisticated models and applications emerging, pushing the boundaries of what's possible with AI.
What are some specific areas where you see the greatest potential for transformative breakthroughs?
Personalized education is definitely one area where generative AI could have a profound impact.
Okay.
Imagine a world where every student has access to a personalized AI tutor that can adapt to their individual learning style, provide customized feedback, and create learning materials tailored to their unique needs and interests.
That sounds like a dream come true for both students and educators. What other fields could be revolutionized by generative AI?
In healthcare, we might see AI-powered diagnostic tools that can detect diseases with incredible accuracy, predict health risks years in advance.
Wow.
And even develop personalized treatment plans.
That has the potential to change the face of medicine as we know it.
Absolutely. And let's not forget about the creative industries.
Right.
Generative AI has the power to spark a new renaissance, empowering artists, musicians, writers, and designers with tools that amplify their imagination and help them create truly unique and innovative works.
It's inspiring to think about how these tools could democratize creativity, making it possible for anyone to express themselves in new and exciting ways.
Right.
But with all this talk about exciting possibilities, we also need to address the potential challenges and ensure responsible development.
We do.
What are some of the key ethical and societal implications of generative AI that we should be mindful of?
One major concern is the potential for bias and discrimination, as we've discussed. AI models can inherit and even amplify the biases present in the data they're trained on.
So it's crucial to ensure that the training data is diverse and representative of the real world.
It is.
To avoid perpetuating existing societal inequalities.
Absolutely. We need to develop techniques to mitigate bias during the training process and ensure that AI systems are fair and equitable for everyone.
What about the impact on jobs?
Yeah.
Many people are concerned that AI will automate tasks that are currently performed by humans, leading to job displacement and economic disruption.
That's a valid concern. It's important to have open and honest conversations about the potential impact of AI on the workforce and to develop strategies for retraining and reskilling workers whose jobs might be affected. We need to ensure that everyone benefits from these technological advancements, not just a select few.
So it's not just about developing the technology, it's about understanding its potential impact on society.
Right.
And taking steps to mitigate any negative consequences.
Precisely. We also need to be mindful of the potential for misuse. Generative AI can be used to create deepfakes, spread misinformation, or even generate harmful content.
It's like any powerful tool, it can be used for good or for bad. We need to establish safeguards to prevent these kinds of abuses.
We do.
And ensure that generative AI is used ethically and responsibly.
Absolutely. We need to think about how to regulate the use of generative AI, promote responsible development practices, and educate the public about the potential risks and benefits.
It sounds like a multifaceted approach is needed, involving collaboration between policymakers, researchers, developers, and the public.
You got it. Responsible AI development requires a collective effort to ensure that this powerful technology is used for the benefit of humanity.
Well said. This deep dive into generative AI has been an incredible journey.
It has.
We've covered so much ground, from the fundamental concepts of LLMs and embeddings to the practical applications of AI agents, AG, and multimodal models.
We have.
But one thing that's clear is that we're just at the beginning of this exciting journey.
I completely agree. This is a field that's constantly evolving.
Right.
And we can expect to see even more groundbreaking innovations in the years to come.
To our listener, we encourage you to continue exploring learning and experimenting with generative AI.
Yeah.
The resources mentioned in the source materials are a great starting point.
They are.
And there's a vibrant online community ready to support you.
There is.
Who knows, maybe you'll be the one to develop the next breakthrough application that changes the world.
It's an exciting time to be involved.
It is. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the world of generative AI.
It's been a pleasure exploring this fascinating landscape with you.